New poll. With that being said, do you guys want to, should we get to the hot takes? Should we go to them? Yes. Would you like to go? All right. So recently I put out a tweet and I was just like, hey, give me your hottest takes. I want to hear your hottest takes for a video I am doing. And I got 324 replies, direct replies to this on the horrid platform X. I'm going to do this on Instagram next. Yeah, I think I'm just going to do this on Instagram. I don't know. What is better? I guess I could just do it in my community comments. Like these. I hate Twitter. I hate it now. But it was absolutely incredible. How many titties in bio I got? You know what annoys me about the whole thing, okay? Remember, Elon was like, I'm going to get rid of all the bots. There's so many more fucking bots, okay? There's a significant more amount of bots. And they all say titties in bio or nudes in bio or whatever. They never have titties in their bio. They never have nudes in their bio. Never once are there titties and or nudes in their bio. Never once. What are they even doing? You go to their bio, no titties, no nudes, no links to anything, nothing. Nothing. What are we even doing here? I checked. No, I mean, I just heard from friends, you know what I mean? I just heard from friends about it. Anyway, moving on. Moving on. So I gathered, collected, whoop, whoop, whoop. We're going to change the camera. I gathered and collect. I haven't gathered and collected. We're going to go through some of these takes and we're going to rate them on their hotness. Wait, are we going to rate them on their hotness? Or are we going to declare them real or fake? What would y'all rather do? A scale of 1 to hot? You see a lot of penis on your timeline? Rated. What? How hot is the take and how accurate? It's a 2D scale. It's a multiple scale. How hot is the take? And is it a real take? Is it a factual take? That's what we're going to rate it on. Is it a factual take or is it a fictional take? And how hot it is. Yes. Yes. You know what? I'm going to start here with probably one of the takes that I saw the most, actually. Ouroboros starts it out with, Dark Souls 2 is good. Okay, now here's the thing I'm going to say with this take. Now, first of all, shout out to this man. But here's the thing I'm going to say with this take. Am I going to make a chart? We Skill Now is going to make a chart and post. Is this a hot take? I think this is like a 2 on the scale of hot takes, right? I don't think this is that incredibly spicy. I think Dark Souls 2 is relatively a decent game compared to all the games in the world, right? But what I really want to be very clear about here is he says Dark Souls 2 is good. He doesn't say Dark Souls 2 is great. He doesn't say, and this is lukewarm at best. He doesn't say Dark Souls 2. Yeah. Sorry, going back. We're going to have to give this a 2 out of 5 on the hot take scale. You know what I mean? Just because we got to have room for lower since this is our first one. And I'm also going to go on the factual or fictional scale. I'm going to put this dead set right in the fucking center. Because here's the thing. He's very clear with his words here. That he thinks the game is good. Not necessarily, though, that he thinks it's better than other Dark Souls games. That's not what he's saying. He's saying that it's good. Now, a lot of people agree this is facts, not a hot take. Compared to other games for its time, it's just the weakest of the Elden Swords. See? Now, this is what I'm saying, right? He left too much room for interpretation. It's not that hot a take. And is it factual? Yes. But I'm just going to say it's only factual because this take leaves so much misleading room. Yes. It's leaving so much room for it. Now, The real take, and I want to find another. There's other Soulsborne, or I know there's other Dark Souls 2 takes in here. Hold on, let me get to these. Let me find another Dark Souls 2 take before we move on. I feel like we should just cover all the Dark Souls takes. Yes. I did see Destroying broke his neck. Oh my god, there's some of these that I'm gonna go through. Where is the other Soulsborne? Bloodborne is the most beautiful FromSoft game, but gameplay-wise, it's the worst. Okay, now this is actually a ridiculously hot take. I think this take is incredibly hot. I think this is like a 4 out of 5 on the hot take. Is it beautiful? It's absolutely beautiful. Is it more pretty than Elden Ring? It's debatable. Whatever. Gameplay-wise, it's the worst. I think that is an absolutely ridiculous take. I feel like Bloodborne is hot as shit. I think it's the most fun take that they've had on the Soulsborne games to get. I think this is absolutely a fictional take. There's no way this is worse than Dark Souls 1, Dark Souls 2. There's definitely no way it's worse than Demon Souls. That is an absolute fictional take. All right, let's stay in the, should we just Control F? Control F, Souls. There's so many. One of one? There's only one? Dark. Souls, here we go. Souls-like games don't need an easy mode, and Dark Souls would be a much worse game for having one. He also adds he doesn't want to. He adds the Twitter thing that he doesn't want to get flamed for this take. Souls-like games don't need an easy mode. I think that's a pretty normal take. I don't think that's an incredibly hot take. And Dark Souls would be a much worse game for having one. Now, here's something I'm going to say. This is absolutely a factual take. Now, I'm all about accessibility in games, but there is something to be said about the fact that if Dark Souls had an easy mode, it would not sell the way it sells. It thrives in the fact that it makes people stubbornly get through it sometimes, or think of a better way to do it. That kind of like anti-good gameplay, like Dark Souls kind of succeeds because it does everything you would be taught not to do in like a video game school, or like, you know, some sort of thing like that. You know what I mean? It kind of is like the antithesis of what you would design games to be nowadays. And I feel like it trying to appeal to a very, very niche community is the reason that Dark Souls is so successful, you know? And wait. I know there's another one in here I saw that was actually incredibly good about Dark Souls as well that I want to find. Where is it? I don't like Souls games. Slow, basic gameplay with easy to predict enemy attacks. It's more just a practice of patience than anything. I think that's a pretty hot take. I think that I'm going to give that a 4 out of 5 take. And also, as the lover of Souls games, I'm also going to say this is incredibly accurate. No, I actually think this is a factual take. I'm going to say this is a pretty damn factual take. Listen, I'm not offended by it. I recognize it, all right? Are they always predictable? No. I mean, like, they are. It's a very Punch-Out-like game. I will say Souls games are very Punch-Out-like. I don't know what the fuck happened there. We back. We back. The takes were getting too hot. The takes were getting too hot from software. They silenced me for speaking the truth. They silenced me for speaking the truth right here. All right, I am a From Software fan. I love Souls games. I love Elden Ring. This take is not wrong, though. This take is much closer. Like, if this is the truthiness part, this one is much closer to fact than fiction. But it's also scorching hot, I will say. But where is the best? I think this is going to be... Where is it? Come on. Give me my soul take. Highlight all. How do I jump to it? Bloodborne was the last good Souls-like FromSoft made. Okay, this is a scorchingly hot take right here, and it's also completely fictional. Elden Ring's good. Sekiro's good, depending on who you ask, as long as it's not me. That is ridiculous. That one's a horrible take. God, there was one. There's way too many in here. Why? Dark. Dark Souls 2 is a fantastic game. There's another Dark Souls 2 is a fantastic game. Whose account did I mute? I mute tons of accounts, dude. Is it me? It might. Yeah. Neo is a good game. All right. Well, you know what? We'll just go through it, and I'm gonna find it. I'm gonna find it and just make We Skill Now edit it into the Dark Souls conversation. But there's one that is my absolute favorite Dark Souls take. All right, here's one. C9 Amelia. Yo, shout out to her. We partied last year in LA and hung out and drove go-karts together. Wizard 101 and Old School RuneScape are the best MMOs. I've never played Old School RuneScape or Wizard 101. I don't feel like saying Old School RuneScape is the best MMO is that hot of a take, but I feel like a hot take saying anything but World of Warcraft is probably for most people. That's gonna be a relatively hot take. I'm gonna give this like a 2.5 on the hotness scale. However, this is absolutely a fictional take. All right, this is a horrendously fictional take. EverQuest is the greatest MMO of all time. This is a 1 out of 10 on the factual scale. EverQuest is the greatest MMO of all time. If y'all haven't sat in these comments and tried to sell your gear, do not even talk to me about the genre, okay? EQ, y'all haven't gone through hell levels. Y'all don't know real pain till you've died at level 45 after you've spent a month and a half on it grinding for no reason and lose all your experience. Sorry. Get the fuck out. Get the fuck out. Detroit Become... I haven't played Detroit Become Human. I can't comment on that one. All right. We Skill Now says, the best video games act more like a toy. The further you can get away from an on-rails experience, the better. Let me move. This is like a 1 out of 10, 1 out of 0.5 hotness take right here, We Skill. I don't know what the hell you were thinking on this. You bet if you put this in your own video that you just edited, embarrassing. 1 out of 5, horrible. And 10, factual. Like the more free, I don't think anyone really, not everyone complains about freedom, but a lot of people don't like freedom. And we're going to get to that in just a little bit whenever we talk about Zelda. But this is the coldest take I've ever seen in my life. Mario Maker 2 physics are better than SMW physics. Okay, now we play a lot of Mario on this channel, so this is something I feel like we're very uniquely designed to comment on. And I will say that this gets an absolute pants on fire take. This is a 5 out of 5 on the hotness scale of takes. Holy fucking shit. What kind of bait is this? And also, this is one of the most ridiculous, insane things I've ever heard in my life. I have never seen a more fictional take in in existence. Super Mario World to me is still the pinnacle. And I know I'm oh, you're biased, blah, blah, blah. It is the pinnacle game for running right and jumping as far as the control you have over your player. When it comes to regrabs and slow falls and the way items move, the speed at which they do it, it's just so perfect. You have so much control over your character. The difference in jumps between a spin jump and a regular jump. I can't believe this. And as you see, I mean, I don't even know what to... I feel like this is the perfect gift for it. This is the hottest take. And Mario Maker 1 clears both. I will say Mario Maker 1's better than Mario Maker 2. Yes. I will say Mario Maker 1 is better than Mario Maker 2. It'll happen, Finite. Just wait. But Mario Maker 1's also dead. Salutes to Mario Maker 1. So Mario Maker 1's dead, so it doesn't matter anymore. Its physics are dead in the ground. This is an absolute insane, ridiculous take right here. I cannot believe this. And it's fictional. That is a blasted, absolute lie that was just told. That is a lie. Chain Chomp Braden had a take. Final Fantasy 13 is one of the best entries in I don't know. Yeah, I don't care about Final Fantasy, sorry. Just because a game is open world doesn't mean it's good. I feel like this is not a hot take. I don't feel like this is that hot of a take. But I do agree that a lot of developers agree with this. I think this is a pretty lukewarm take, maybe like a 1.5. I think this is incredibly accurate, and I think a lot of people, Ubisoft, don't realize this as well. Yes. This is a factual take. Not hot, but very factual. Now here we get to it. And there was a lot of these. There was a lot of these takes. Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom are phenomenal open-world survival crafting games, but absolutely atrocious Zelda games. I hope whatever is next is a return to Zelda's roots and they don't continue the recent trend. This, to me, is a common hot take that I see people have about Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom. And I think it is both about a 4 out of 5 hot take, and I also think it is absolutely a lie that they are telling themselves. It is absolutely a lie. And I'm going to tell you why. If you've ever played Zelda 1 or Zelda 2, like all people really want is to get an item in a dungeon. I think that's what all people are really missing. Is just get a fucking item in a goddamn dungeon. Because if you've ever played Zelda 1 or Zelda 2, you are just aimlessly wandering, looking for things constantly. You go into dungeons at random times over and over again. You backtrack. Zelda 1 has a dungeon, chat, that is hidden behind a random bush on a random screen. And if you don't get the blue candle, you can only fire one piece of fire at a time, and then you have to go off this. It's insane. If I'm going to use Zelda 1 as my argument, if we're talking about getting back to the roots, right? If we're talking about getting back to the roots, right? Your roots. Why? You see, you're defining your roots. Yeah, that's what you're saying. You're defining your roots, right? Not those roots. That's what I'm saying. No, not those roots. Not those roots. Huh? I grew up with Zelda 1. Yeah. I didn't have Link to the Past till I was an adult. Well, and I'm going to tell you right now, here's the other argument I'm going to have against this, right? And that is Skyward motherfucking Sword. Skyward Sword is that game. That is the game that you want. That is the game that you want. But you don't want that game. Everyone hated Skyward Sword. Skyward Sword was the end of the series. Zelda needs a refresh, a rehaul. That's all anyone talked about when Skyward Sword came out. And everyone hated it. All right? I think this is an absolute ridiculous. Go play Skyward Sword. It just got a remake. If you like that game, those Zelda games still exist. They're out there. Go play Skyward Sword. Yeah, you could play a goddamn randomizer. I think this is the most fictional take. And I also think this whole, like, it's not Zelda idea is kind of ridiculous. Miyamoto says it's Zelda. It's Zelda, baby. Link's Awakening Remake is a great game. I agree. I think there's room for like 2D Zeldas that follow the more Link to the Past. I think there's room for all of it personally, but I think this is a fictional take. A fictional take. Sorry, Pluto. Link Between Worlds was fun. I think Link Between Worlds kind of hits a good medium for it. The one thing I wish Tears of the Kingdom and Breath of the Wild would do, though, is have a goddamn item that you collect in these dungeons. Maybe you don't need it. Maybe the items are completely, you know, like for fun only, you know? They help your hearts, they help your defense. Maybe they just help you get around a little bit more. You don't need any of them. But I think that is, yes, I think that is, I think, here's the thing. I don't think any of us have the credit to gatekeep what is a real Zelda from Nintendo. V-Flames, nostalgia. It might be nostalgia. I like this one. Sonic Spinball is the best Sonic game, period. I think this is a pretty spicy fucking take, okay? When you're getting all the 3D games in here. I'm also going to say this is close to factual. The thing that holds Sonic Spinball back from being one of the best Sonic game, at least in the Genesis era, is that it runs at like 10 frames per second. It's like a horrible frame rate. It runs so fucking slow. But Sonic Spinball is incredibly enjoyable. And I'm not going to lie, it's definitely better than Sonic 1 and Sonic 2. Mario is a game for children. Flo McNasty says Mario is a game for children. I feel like this is a 3, maybe a 4 on hot take for this particular channel and the people who are going to be watching it. But this is also a factual take. This is also an absolutely factual take right here. It is a game for everybody. But most of all, yeah, Mario is a game for children. All Nintendo games really are for kids at the end of the day. Yeah, sorry for you. I mean, adults can love them too. I love Bluey. There's nothing wrong with loving some shit that's for Star Wars is for kids. I still love it as an adult, all right? It's always been for kids. Like, that's the thing sometimes is that us grown men don't realize is that if we love something since we've been children, it's probably for kids. Yes. It's a game for everyone, not really for children. If it's for everything, if it's for everyone, it's for kids. Sports are for kids too? Also, yes. Sports are also for kids. What about Metroid? Metroid's like Wu-Tang for the kids. I think we will get some pushback on this. I think that's one of the things that Nintendo does incredibly, especially like maybe with Super Mario Odyssey. I think it's a really good example of it. Nintendo has a way where they make these really kind of deep experiences that, like, I love Mario Odyssey and my 5-year-old also loves Mario Odyssey and can also beat it. And that's a really, really incredible thing. I think that's a really, it's very impressive the way they do it. Like, he can beat it, and then I can also play it and still feel like I have a challenge, and that's very wild. Yes. So, Mario is a game for children. I'm going to agree on that. Yeah. The all-team chat is the greatest thing about Counter-Strike 2. I don't know enough about that. I like Paper Mario Sticker Star. That's going to be pretty spicy here. I'm just going to say this take is like they say Sticker Star is good. I mean, that's a 4 out of 5 on the spicy take, but you know what? I'm also going to say this is factual. Super Mario Sticker Star, Super Paper Mario Sticker Star. It's my favorite Paper Mario 2. I'm just going to move on. I'm just going to move on here. Does that mean, no, I am not a children's entertainer. No. Are my chat basically children? I would say everyone on Twitch is a adult child to a certain degree, right? Like, aren't we? Like, here's the thing. You got to grow old. You don't have to grow up. There ain't nothing wrong with that. Yeah, there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. All right. Mario Maker 3 should be free to play. That, I have learned, is an incredibly spicy take. I also think this. Mario Maker 3 should be free to play. Sorry, this is a very, very spicy take. Like a 4 out of 5, maybe 4.5 on the spice scale. Here's what he says is free. Make and upload levels. Endless. Co-op plus verse. The paid tier. More item level themes, costumes, wonder, etc. Makes sense. Level search. Oh, disagree on that. I kind of disagree on that one. Actually, maybe. World Maker makes sense. Monthly Ninjas, sure. Multiplayer level creation, like you get to make levels with other people. Story campaign, sure. Whatever else they have, fine. Yeah, that's absolutely, I'm okay with this. This is a factual thing. Mario Maker 3 should be a game that comes free with the Nintendo Switch 2, whatever it is. It should be an absolutely free game to play. You should be able to play as many levels as you want for freaking free. That should be something that you should be able to do. Never have to pay a dime. And then if you want to upload like 1,000 levels, you can pay for more storage. If you want to upload, or if you want to bunch of bitchin' costumes, you want extra songs from different games, whatever, yeah, charge, whatever, that's fine. I don't care. I would pay for this game forever because I would play it for 2-3 years. Like, I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. And you know what? I personally would pay so much that everyone else that'd be paying for free would Nintendo would be getting their money's worth. You know what I mean? This is a factual take. I know it's going to be super hot for a lot of people, but this is, if there's any game that I've ever wanted to go to a free-to-play, fucking grind my gears, douchey money system, it's actually this one, because then they would be forced to support it for a long, long time and keep fixing it and updating it and giving us more stuff. And really, at the end of the day, if I could keep getting more stuff in Super Mario Maker games, I would still be playing Super Mario Maker games. That's why we still play Super Mario World games, is because we constantly are getting new and cool things in them. New updates, not new updates really, but new ASM and things like that. If we had that in Mario Maker, I would still be playing it every day because it's that much fun. No, I would be a Nintendo whale. You know what? Nintendo's been trying to get a piece of creators' YouTube money and Twitch money for a long time. This is the way. Because I would give you all my money. Tones Ballones. Yep. That is a hot take, I've realized. It's also factual. Complaining about video games plot is stupid. Oh, this is an absolute 4 out of 5 take. You don't like the story, it's less about the plot itself and more about the way the plot is told. I feel like it can be both. I feel like this is actually a fictional take here from Brosenta. I feel like this is a fictional take. I feel like it can be both. I feel like you can just dislike the story. I feel like you're allowed to dislike the story of games. That is absolutely okay. And I also feel like stories can just be told poorly. I also feel like some video games just have half-ass writing. Yes. The only great 2D beat-em-up ever... I love this take. The only great 2D beat-em-up ever created was Batman Returns on the SNES. 0 other games in the genre are good, let alone great. Holy God, this is a take. I mean, this includes games like Final Fight 1 and 2, the Double Dragon series. We're talking about Streets of Rage, the TMNT games. We're talking about all of these games. Scott Pilgrim saves the world. This is a scorching 4 out of 5 take. Battletoads. I also think, chat, I'm also honestly, Batman Returns on Super Nintendo is pretty good. It's pretty good. I'm leaning towards this being this has some facts in it. Okay? That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying this is not a lie, okay? This is not a lie. This is at best an untruth, okay? I don't know if this is a lie. I feel like I need to like bust out. You know what? Hold on one sec. Let's give it 5 minutes, okay? Let's give it 5 minutes real fast. We're gonna check out Batman Returns on the Super Nintendo real fast. On a console. What the heck? Okay. X-Men 6-player cabinet, enough said. Batman Returns specifically. Okay. Hold on. We don't have any sound yet. Scene 1, ambush in Gotham Plaza. Oh wait, this is the demo. I was not playing. I was little brothering the game right there. I was little brothering the game. Ah. Okay, you got bat rings. Oh, you can just pick people up? Oh, wait. Okay, all right, I do like that. Oh! And you can bang them together. You know what, chat? You know what? You know what? I don't know. You know what? I think we got to go a little bit higher on the factual scale. Oh. Okay. You know what? That was enough. That was enough for me. That was all I needed. Oh, I think this has some truth. This isn't an outright lie here. This has some truth. Nintendo 60, the Fizz says, Nintendo 64 games are absolutely horrible to go back and play. They control like garbage, look like garbage, and other than 2 to 3 titles are utterly forgettable. It's a system that lives completely on nostalgia and not greatness. This is a 4 out of 5 spicy take right here, because I think there are multiple people that are going to be watching this video and in chat right now that are saying, what? The N64 is my favorite console. Really? You guys don't even think this is a hot take? You don't think this is a hot take? I think this is a pretty hot take. But chat, this is absolutely a factual take. This and PlayStation 1 both have a bunch of utterly forgettable, horrible garbage that you do not want to go and play anymore. Like just wretched stuff. Wretched stuff. This is a very, absolutely real take right here. It did not age well. Do you know what game sucks, chat? You know what game sucks to go back and play? If you're a grown adult now and you want to go back and play it, GoldenEye. GoldenEye fucking sucks. GoldenEye sucked then. Honestly, GoldenEye, the only thing that was good about GoldenEye is that you had friends to play it with. That's what was great about GoldenEye. I'm sorry. I hate to break this to you. It never was fun. It was never good. It always sucked. It's just that your friends and you were having a new experience. That's what was so great about it. Jet Force Gemini, though, that game fucking rocks. This is a factual take, not a lie. Yes. Playing on easy doesn't make you any less of a gamer than playing on max difficulty. Not hot take, absolutely accurate. Absolutely accurate. It doesn't, like, with the amount of difficulty, the amount of frustration you give yourself playing a video game has absolutely nothing to do with your gamer cred. There are so the vast gaming is like saying I play sports, right? I play a sport. You could play a multitude of different sports in a multitude of different ways, okay? Playing pickleball is not the same as playing, you know, underground water polo is not the same as playing basketball, is not the same as football, is not the, you know what I mean? It just doesn't matter. As long as you don't call golf a sport, dude, you suck ass at golf. I'm gonna tell you right now. Every I don't care. What do you mean? The only the only people who hate on golf and say it's not a sport are people that know that they could never ever get good at it. Yeah. They're like, oh, I can't just jump high and be great at it. Golf's a sport. You know what? Bowling's a sport. Bowling's also a sport. Get wrecked. Golf is golf is the hardest sport. Is chess a sport? Not the way I do it, but I bet the way some people do it, it is. Yeah. Does that make sense? Wait, you think bowling's a sport, but golf is not? Well, that's ridiculous. Just not the way I do it, but I find you find golf boring. Yeah, it's the best way to fall asleep on a Sunday. And I tell you right now, I love playing golf. I love playing golf, but I never get to go out anymore. Yeah. Is mayonnaise a sport? No, that's a condiment. Just for the record. Golf is a good walk spoiled? Who walks, man? What do you mean? Golf is the only place that lets me drive drunk. Oh, here we go. Newbie says, there is no Zelda timeline. All games, except direct sequels, are simply retellings of the same events. A legend. Now, this is a take that is absolutely factual and super spicy hot. Because, of course, it goes against the made-for-money cash grab Prima guide that Nintendo Japan doesn't acknowledge. I don't care what that goddamn Prima guide ever did. I know what the legend of Zelda is. It's a legend. Just like Paul Bunyan, a retelling of stories in different ways. Oh, you went and heard the legend of Zelda from the old lady who has a dog kennel? Oh, she told you Twilight Princess. Oh, you went and hung out at the old lady's house who has a cool pool? She told you Wind Waker, okay? Oh, you went now and hung out at the schizophrenic's house? Boom, Link to the Past, okay? That's the only, and yes, there's going to be some characters. That's why Dampy can be everywhere, because he's just part of the legend, right? But he does different things than everyone, you know? Because, like, how would all these other characters also be getting reincarnated if you think that these characters are all being... Impa's reincarnated all the time? Come on. Come on. Dampy's reincarnated all the... Come on. You think he's that important? No. 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 This is a factual take and hot. Yep. What do we got? Oh, okay. This is a scorchingly hot take. When we look back in 20 years, Tears of the Kingdom will have been the beginning of the downfall of Zelda as a series. This is a scorchingly 5 out of 5 hot take right now. And I think this is absolutely fiction. The reason being, I mean, Zelda games by sales. Yes. I just feel like when you look at the sales of Tears of the Kingdom, and Breath of the Wild, I just don't see that compared to Skyward Sword, which was on the Wii, chat. Like, Skyward Sword was on the Wii, right? The Wii had a large install base. I just don't see this being likely. You know, just the numbers don't back that up. Regardless of how you feel about those games, they are wildly successful, and haven't even gotten into their remake stages yet, which one day when they make The Legend of Zelda Tears of the Wild, Breath of the Kingdom, and they combine both games all into one big smorgasbord, yeah. Whew. It's because games used to be expensive. I think it's fair to use Skyward Sword as a comparable thing. The Wii had a huge install base. And Tears of the Kingdom and Breath of the Wild, like, you know, I think that's fair comparisons. I think it's pretty fair comparisons that while there is a very vocal minority of people that would love to go back to Skyward Sword, right? There is. That is it. I think the data is saying otherwise. Yes. I know, but I mean, we just look down, you know? The data is saying otherwise in that aspect. I don't think it's going to be the downfall of the series. I mean, quite frankly, I really just think we have a bit of a short attention span when it comes to these things to a certain degree, because I don't think everyone remembers the visceral reaction to Skyward Sword. You know what I mean? I think people were bored with that system. People from Twilight Princess to Skyward Sword, I do not think people really enjoyed that. I think they were over the go here, get this, do that thing. Well, Wind Waker was awesome. The data doesn't do much without context. What are you talking about, K-Mile? We're talking about it on the Wii. Yeah. What context? The Wii was dead by 2009 in general? It had 150 million consoles out there. I don't think it's that. It's also like it critically was not received that well. Like Skyward Sword, if you ask most people, is their least favorite 3D Zelda game. Like I think that's a pretty common denominator. I think when we got to that, it just was the world's getting too big for that sort of linear gameplay. Yeah. Old folks' homes love the Wii. You only need one Wii per old folks' home. Highest highs and lowest lows. I think that people were bored of that system by then. I think people were bored of the go here. And I don't think they remember that. You know what I mean? Yes. I don't think they remember that. And yeah, sure, there's 100 other things wrong with Skyward Sword, but I don't think Twilight Princess either had nearly the same impact as Breath of the Wild or Tears of the Kingdom amongst the general gaming community as far as just like general love and enjoyment. Personally, yeah. Yeah. Breath of the Wild is clearly the most decisive Zelda game of all time, but I just don't think these are good. I think this is a absolutely fictional take. I think 20 years from now, Zelda will be just fine. I think the 3 Zelda games we get between now and 20 years will be great. I think they'll all be fine. I think Zelda really can only range from good to great, to be honest with you. The Last of Us 2, it is an amazing game. People are just mad Joel dies. As far as hotness, I think I'm going to give this about a 2.5 of hotness right here. I don't think that's... This is much closer to a fact than a lie, okay? And I'm going to say this. I think The Last of Us 2 as a story is incredible in that it makes you feel something. A lot of that something is dread and sadness and emptiness in a world that has no love anymore. But I think that's what they wanted to do. And I think if you don't appreciate art that makes you feel that way, I think that's part of the reason such of the visceral reaction to Last of Us 2, for sure. There's other, like, you know, there's other dumb shit, you know, just, we're not even going to get into that part. But here's the problem with this take for me, and this is why I can't say this is a factual take. The Last of Us 2 as a gameplay loop, The Last of Us 2's strict gameplay loop of go to section, clear out a bunch of enemies, occasionally some dogs, and then hope you don't get caught, and if you do, kind of hide again because there's no way you can defeat all those people. And like, it just was not... It wore very thin, very, very quickly. And it stayed about an extra 8 hours too long. It was forgivable in Last of Us 1 because there was... honestly, Last of Us 1 was a pretty short game. There was really only probably like 6 or 7 hours of gameplay in Last of Us 1. But when you expanded that out to the, you know, like 18-ish hours of gameplay that Last of Us 2 had, it just got... boring. I found myself towards the end of Last of Us 2 being like, I don't want more enemies in this fight. I don't want more enemies. I just want to go how the story ends. I do think Last of Us 2 is an incredible freaking story and does an amazing job, but it's also a story that makes you feel horrible and sad and depressed, and that's what the story wants to do, right? Like, that's what the story is trying to do. I do think it's going to play out way better on TV, especially because it's going to move faster on TV. And they'll be able to vary their combat a bit more on TV. But I tell you right now, my wife, who has 2 different stickers of Pedro Pascal on her water cup that she brings around everywhere, her white girl water cup, I don't know if she's going to like Season 2 of Last of Us that much. Yeah. I think Last of Us, just going to Last of Us 2's story, Last of Us 2 had no moments of brevity or moments of, like, nothing alleviated the heaviness at any point. You know what I mean? Like, it's just like, it just kind of like got like, yeah, brevity was the wrong word. Levity, sorry. Sorry. It had no moments of levity. Edit that. It just was not, it didn't ever bring you up. It never gave you hope It never, ever, ever gave you hope. I didn't skip anything in that span. You didn't even watch that. You weren't even here when I was playing that. Shut up. It also didn't have any moments. It also wasn't short. It also wasn't short. You know what I mean? Yeah. It just didn't have that moments where you felt like love or hopefulness. And it was consistently front to back, like beat you over the head with this fucking sucks. You know what I mean? To the point, even at the end, where like Ellie is living with our favorite character in the entire game, living with them, raising a child. They have a life, and she still leaves it to go do horrible things, knowing that that's going to end their relationship even. You know what I mean? Because like you can't have anything nice in that world. And I think that was like, if there was ever anything that they should have changed, it's that they like maybe just had Ellie give up her need for revenge maybe at the end. You know, like just give it up. Because like by the end of it, you're rooting for her to give it up. Also, I'm rooting for Ellie. Like I'm doing the last boss fight. I'm rooting for the person I'm fighting. I don't think that helped. Yeah. She does give it up, but she lost everything. She gave it up after she lost everything. Like we could have had her give it up because she loved her family, right? She had a family, a farm. Things were great. She was in contact with her uncle. Like overall, it was, you know what I mean? Like, because like at the end of the day, here's the thing. At the end of the day, to be happy, yes, this is super spoiler alert. So you can go to spoilers ahead before the YouTube video. At the end of the day, right? Forgiveness isn't for them. It's for you, right? You can't live your life if it's consumed by revenge. Yes. So that's what it needed. Okay, moving on. Action RPG fighting systems are all awful when you also have to manage multiple party members during the battles. Even worse when you don't manage them and then just have to hope that they do what you want them to do. I think this is a pretty factual take. I don't think this is incredibly hot. I think this is a 2 out of 10 or 2 out of 5 on the hotness scale. I also think this is pretty factual. I would turn off most of my party members. Like I turn them off in Tears of the Kingdom. I don't want them. I don't want them. I don't think anyone has this take. Yeah, I mean this takes straight out of the 1990s right here. I don't think we're in any worry of that. Breath of the Wild isn't that good. It's a revolution in how consoles can be optimized, but it's just an okay game. Combat is meh. The traversal gameplay loop is repetitive, and the story is middling and not emotionally evocative like other Legend of Zelda games. Okay. I wasn't gonna give this a hot take until he went to other Legend of Zelda games. That amazing story of Link to the Past. Respectfully. The awesome story of Link's Awakening, of It Was a Dream. Remember the story of Wind Waker? She's a pirate? Oh no, she's Zelda? I'm sorry. I feel like they're all the same. I feel like them and the cartoon all have the exact same story, respectfully. Yeah, I respectfully, I feel like this is a fictional take. I don't know what to tell you on that. I feel like this is a fictional take. At least this part is a fictional take. Zelda, I don't know if Zelda's stories have ever been incredibly out there. Sheik being revealed as Zelda broke all Zelda fans. Fucking Tarantino, like. Multiplayer games should always offer self-hosted server software, so when the main servers inevitably shut down, there will be a way to continue playing. Even if the software is pushed right as the game dies, any ability to continue playing is better than losing $60. I think this is a pretty not hot take. I'll go to add some hotness to this take. I think that there should be some legislation actually in place, which I know that might seem a bit extreme, but I think there should be some sort of legislation that mandates that if you make an online game, you have to give players, once you end support for it, you have to give players the ability to support it themselves. And that's where I will give that take. I think that is an absolutely factual take, to the point where I think we need legislation on it. Ooh. Silent Hill 2 is the best horror game of all time. That's a hot take, but also factual. Well, they shouldn't try to remake it. They should have just made it accessible on modern systems. I don't know. It's ugly as fuck right now. That is factual. Silent Hill, I will say Silent Hill 1 and 2 are the best quote-unquote horror games as far as being scary, like actually scary games that they're ever played in the survival horror genre. Personally. But I do think they are old and ugly now. Pyramid Head, little baby dolls coming at you with knives, rolling around the school, the hospital, the weird phone calls on the radio. Very good. It's very, very, very good. Yes, the walkie-talkie noises, the in and out of, like, the way it takes you out of the world into safety for a little bit, but then you're not so safe, but you're kind of safe. You know, I never got to play PT. Yeah. The Resident Evil games aren't horror. I'd say the first 2.5 are survival horror, to be honest with you. I'd say everything after 4 is an action game. Up until 7. Yeah. 4, 5, and 6 are action games. I've never played PT, so I can't tell you anything about it. Code Veronica's comedy. Yeah, that's in my half one. Okay, let's just keep going. Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. We'll just go ahead and throw all of these takes into one. Venerale Gaming, we're just going to read all these out. The way you're going to have to edit this is I'm just going to read all of these takes, and then you can just talk about the one. The game is good, but you take Zelda off the name and it gets a 7 or 8. I highly disagree with that, actually. I'm going to say this is a hot take, and I'm going to also say the opposite. If you take Zelda off the name, no one would complain about it. I think absolutely no one would complain about it. I feel like it would be just a nicely beloved game. You never hear anyone complaining about, like, the Horizon series. Yes, I think it's the opposite. If you took Zelda off of it, it would completely take a lot of the criticism away. It would be a hidden gem. Yes, I completely disagree with that. Star Fox 64 is the best Nintendo 64 game, and yes, that includes OT. Spicy take. Factually wrong. I'm sorry. Factually wrong. Here we go. Big studios have gotten so obsessed with hyper-realistic graphics that they've forgotten that games are meant to have fun and engaging gameplay. The games of my childhood may have been primitive, but by God, were they fun. I think this is actually this isn't that spicy of a take. Yeah, I don't think this is as spicy of a take. I would disagree, though, that this is factual. I think a lot of you in chat are saying, yes, this is a factual take. I actually don't think this is that factual. I think there's tons of amazing fucking games coming out from tons of big studios still that have tons of super fun gameplay. I think some people are just getting old. I think some people are just getting to, oh, I hate new music age with video games. Suicide Squad. No, I wasn't talking about Suicide Squad. I think there's a lot of problem with AAA games, but I wouldn't say. I think like maybe the biggest problem is like they're scared to take any sort of risk on anything. They'd rather just throw a gun in third-person shooter gun game. Yeah, that probably won't, don't worry. That probably won't make the video. Sonic is not that good of a series. I got. There's one down here that's even better than that. Hold on though. Yeah. Ooh, Half-Life 2 does not deserve its reputation as one of the greatest games of all time. The story is great and the game looks and feels fantastic, but the combat is boring, the enemies are bullet sponges, and there's very little enemy variety and long, unskippable cutscenes. The game has a habit of locking you in a room while NPCs talk to you for 5 minutes at a time. I'm not a fan of it, even if you can explore the room and learn more that way. Oh, and the repeats of the dropship and Strider fights are annoying. You could tell the game was rushed. This is a scorchingly hot take. I think this is, for me, personally, this is a scorchingly hot take. I think for this, me, personally, is a lie. This is a lie right here. However, I think if you're under the age of 22, this is probably a fact. Yes. If you go back, if you play a lot of modern games, then you go back and play Half-Life 2, I bet this is a fact for you right now. I haven't played it in a long time. This is a lie to me. But if you go, this is a straight up truth bomb. If you're under 22, I think. You're 36 and this is true. What day is today? It's as of me filming this video, I'm 38, but as of this video coming out, I might be older, so maybe that's the cutoff. That's not a hot take. I think this one's pretty spicy. Oh, I think this one's pretty spicy right here, actually, for you esports people. Rocket League is the greatest esport of all time. Absolutely no debate. I think this one is pretty spicy. You know, I think some people are going to say Valorant or Counter-Strike. There's going to be people that, of course, say League or Dota. I think this one's pretty 4 out of 5 on the hotness. And I also got to say, this is a factual take. Rocket League's my favorite esport to watch, and I think it's the easiest esport to get into because I think everybody understands it. I also think it's the meta has constantly been shifting by gameplay-wise in a way that's been cool. But I also don't understand League, so you're welcome to say this is a lie. You're allowed to think this one's a lie. I think this is a factual take. This is just real. This one's just real. I truly believe that Resident Evil 5 is the most fun RE game. Not the best one, but the most fun. That is a very spicy take if you're a Resident Evil fan like myself. That is a pretty fucking 4 out of 5 spice take. And this is a blatant fucking lie. This game fucking sucks. Resident Evil 5 is ass. I don't care if you play it with friends or whatever. You just like mowing down zombies. You just want to shoot zombies. You could play any litany of games or shoot zombies and you'd have a great time with it. Stay out of it. I don't even know what this one means. Here we go. Here we go. Let's get into some Final Fantasy takes. Final Fantasy VII is mid, and Cloud is not as interesting as people think. This is absolutely a spicy take amongst the gaming community. I mean, I know tons of people that have just been having a ton of fun with Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. Listen, I'm not even going to get into whether the game is mid because I think I've talked about how I feel about the game personally. It's not my favorite game. I understand that it's one of the greatest games of all time for a lot of people. But this one right here, Cloud is absolutely not as interesting as people think. I don't even think Cloud's the best part of the game. I don't even think he's the most interesting character. The reason people like Cloud is because it's like he's got like cyberpunk sword. That's it. That is Cloud's complete redeeming quality. Cyberpunk, post-apocalyptic type sword. People like futuristic shit with old weapons. That is his entire personality. I'm sorry. And his emo haircut. That is it. Cloud as a character is the most overrated character. This is a factual statement in all of gaming. Edgy name, edgy sword. Yes. Thank you. Chrono is better. Edgy name, edgy sword. You guys just like a world where other people fight with lasers and he fights with a big fucking sword. That also, just for the record, no way he'd be able to swing that, okay? No way. You know? Thank you. Tifa's way better than Cloud throughout the entire game. It's sci-fi? Yes. Who doesn't love a sword in sci-fi? I'm with you. Who doesn't love that? He's a soldier? Did you even play the game? Oh, sorry. Sorry. He's no Private Ryan, I'll tell you. This just screams I didn't understand the story. Oh yeah, sorry, after 95 hours on the PlayStation 1 and 42 discs. Oh, man. Cuphead isn't fun. This is a bit spicy here. But this is absolutely... This is a half-truth right here, chat. This is a half-truth. I gotta admit. Cuphead, if Cuphead was a game with any other art style besides the single most incredible what I've ever seen in gaming, nobody would like it. There are tons of shitty bullet hell games. Like, if y'all ever played R-Type, R-Type is such a better bullet hell game than... Super R-Type for Super Nintendo is a better bullet hell game than Cuphead. They would hate it, but it's so beautiful that you can play it so much. I think this is a half-truth. Art can make games fun. I think Cuphead is a testament to style matters. Style absolutely matters. Yes. Style absolutely matters. But as just a game, I don't think it's that great. I don't think it's that great. Ooh. I think this one's actually pretty spicy right here. Being a good teammate is harder than being a good player. This is 100% truth bomb. This is 100% truth. This is a big truth. This is a truthy truth. Being a good teammate is way harder than being a good player. Significantly harder because you got to practice around. And also, I think here's the thing with being a good teammate. You got to sacrifice something, right? Like the teams that win, you got to sacrifice something. Like, you might have to sacrifice a kill. You know what I mean? How many... Listen. Oh, you stole that kill from me? Bad teammate. Bad teammate. You ever heard that? Oh, you stole that kill from me? You hurt my KD? Bad fucking teammate right there. Bad player. Do you care about dubs? Do you care about your KD? What do you care about? Good player makes their... Yeah. You've never heard anyone say to you, you stole my kill? You've never been playing a game and someone said you stole my kill? You've obviously never played with me. No one's ever said to you, stole my kill? This goes back up into the Zelda. Just for proof. Hyrule Historia, its timeline is non-canon. Thank you. Thank you. Truth bomb. That's a truth bomb right there. That's a truth bomb everyone's got to deal with. Oh, truth bomb or lie? Yeah, this is what we're saying. Truth bomb or lie. That's the name of the segment. Truth bomb or lie. This isn't a hot take. This is just a complaint. Is my audio randomly cutting out for anyone else? I hope not. Try changing my settings. I feel like this was not a hot take. This was just someone crying out for friends. So maybe someone can like reach out, see if he's in your area, and just like go game with this person. You know? That's fine. Ooh, this is a pretty hot take. Casual players would rather accuse pro-competitive players of cheating, hacking, etc., rather than trying to become better than they currently are. This one is actually a truth bomb. This is actually a truth bomb right here. Don't get me wrong, that hacking is a problem in online gaming, 100%. But the accusations go way too far. And beyond that, the amount of hours that players put in a game with no like thought of getting better, you know what I mean? Like, because you think if you just like, here's the thing, like if you just shoot free throws forever, right? You can get somewhat good, but eventually you need to like learn form or whatever, you know what I mean, to get like that next step of better. You know what I mean? Like you do have to just like, you got to do something if you ever want to take that next step. Is putting a sticker dot on the screen hacking? Well, I think my monitor has crosshairs on it if I wanted it. So, yeah. This is not a lie. This is not a lie. This is absolutely a half-truth right here. But I'm going to expand upon this. Casual gamers should stop playing... People should stop playing games that they're not having fun at. If you're logging on to Warzone every night and you're not enjoying just stop. Just play something else. Absolutely. Yes. Here we go. This is actually a pretty hot take to a lot of people right here. Microtransactions are okay if you price a game accordingly. If you were releasing, I think this must be Australian. Fuck, how much you guys play in Australia for those things? If you're releasing a AAA game, $120 Australian product, $120 Australian. I'm assuming that's 60 here. Don't put microtransaction. If you have a $50 game, it's okay to have some. If you are free to play, go for goddamn gold. Not all microtransactions are bad. Just the implementation of them are. I think, well, that's Australian, $50 Australian. You have to, this guy's talking in Australian here. Hold on. Not all microtransactions are bad, mate. Just the implementation of them all. Right? All right, mate. Yeah, there we go. Is that better? I think I would take it. Yeah, I completely agree. I think this is an absolute truth bomb. Not all microtransactions are bad. Some people just hear microtransaction, free to play or whatever, and it's just like, this fucking sucks. It's the worst thing ever. And I completely disagree with it. I think the hard part is that when you have a game that relies on microtransactions, you do need to have a pretty big enthused player base. And that's where a lot of those games just go absolutely wrong. You know what I mean? And they're just trying to nickel and dime people right away. I mean, we even talked about this with Dragon's Dogma. I don't actually think any of the microtransactions, once you went and looked at them and you played the game, they're not actually bad. Like, they're kind of whatever. But it was how they were presented and their implementation of them and how they were presented that really made everyone freak the fuck out and looked bad, honestly. And that perception became reality. So I think this is a absolute truth bomb. Yeah. Too many good to decent games didn't get a sequel because the publishers are cowards and didn't want to lose money. I would need an example. Realism in games sucks the majority of the time. Yeah. Add that in the MMO one. Listen to this hot take, scorching hot take. AAA games should stop going bigger and instead go way smaller, shorter, and more personal. Like 2010 small. Not everything needs to be this 50+ hour experience that things tend to be nowadays. I think as someone that plays 50+ hours of video games a week for their job, thank you, Nug. I really, really appreciate that love. Maybe we'll be back over 3K. I absolutely 100% think this is a truth bomb that all sorts of companies need to hear. And not just that, stop padding your games with so many dumb, pointless things and collectibles. Make things have impact on the world. Those things would be amazing. Please make smaller games. I would much rather play a game that's a tight 20. You know what I mean? Where everything has impact and fun, and I'm feeling like a new gameplay loop, or like a twist on my gameplay loop that continues to get more and more exciting than searching for 900 Koroks. Yeah, give me a tight 20, man. Give me a tight 20 with that story that makes sense, you know? I don't even think this is a hot take. PlayStation and Xbox should be fully supporting the PS5 and Series X until at least the 2030s. Dude, this has been a bust. I'm gonna change this. This console generation is going to be the most forgettable. And I feel like we've hit the peak and we're on the down slope for console generation as far as the PS5 and Series X. I don't think we've gotten, like, you know, those truly magical games yet. And I think we're getting to a point where the development time on these games are so long that it's impossible to bring out a new game and then, like, you know, use that engine again and pump out a quick sequel. I don't think this takes that hot, but it's definitely a truth bomb that I don't think Sony and Microsoft are kind of listening to right now. This one, pretty hot take for a lot of people. I'd rather pay $70 for a really refined and good 15-hour game than $70 for a giant open world game that takes 100 hours to finish. Listen, this is absolutely, for me, a truth bomb. I would much rather play, again, a tight 15, a tight 20, than 100-hour fetch quest. Go here, do the same 3 missions over and over again just to pad time and look at your really pretty big world. So many people in my comments are going to be like, "Oh, but you love Breath of the Wild." I already know that. This is a truth bomb right here. That is absolutely a truth bomb. I don't know Morrowind and Oblivion well enough to do that one. There's nothing inherently wrong with live service games, and in fact, there ought to be more of them covering a wider variety of genres and gameplay formats. It's just that successful single-player studios need to quit making crappy ones. Absolutely a truth bomb right here. Yes. No, this is absolutely a truth bomb. I also agree with this. I would go, you know what, Foggy and Soggy? I would take it a step further. I think all sports games should be just year-round live service games. And you have your season, your off-season, boom. And, like, that's how you roll with it. Pretty much, Siege. This is absolutely a truth bomb. Agree. Whoa, what the fuck is this one? Well, never mind. That was easy. That was an easy mute. Weeskill, you're gonna have to blur that one out. Yeah. Do you know why I mute them instead of block them, chat? Because then they just fart in the wind, right? When you block them, they're like, oh no. When you mute them, like it's like they just literally don't exist, right? I never will undo. Yeah. Yeah. It's amazing. Michael Jordan Chaos in the Windy City is without a doubt the most underrated Super Nintendo game. This is absolutely a lie. This is a lie right here. This person's lying. I just want you to know that. They're lying. We already established that Batman's Revenge is the most underrated Super Nintendo game. Should we boot it up? Should we boot it up? All right, let's boot it up. Let's fucking boot it up. Michael Jordan's Chaos in the Windy City. Why are you not working at all? Buttons. EA Sports. It's in the game. It's a windy day in Chicago. First practice for an all-star charity game. He's practicing for a charity game? His team disappeared? Oh, wow. Look at this story. Oh, why do I not remember this being, like, having an overworld? Then he took it personal.
It's showtime.
Oh, it's showtime? Oh, my God. It has voice acting? I gotta admit, it's pretty dang good. The dunk. Wait, how can this enemy throw basketballs at me? Wouldn't I throw basketballs at them? This isn't better than Batman's Revenge, chat.
Timeout.
Timeout. This is not better than Batman's Revenge. I don't even think this is better than Bird versus, how do I use these keys? I have keys. Most underrated? I mean, I think we already established there's another underrated game. I wonder what I will say the dunk motions, though, are pretty good. Tiny Toon Adventures is awesome. All right, nope. That's a lie. Absolute lie. Michael Jordan Chaos in the Windy City is not the most underrated game on the Super Nintendo. That's a lie. Yep. They lied to us. They lied to us. Now we block them. There's a couple Mario 64 ones. I like how they included a picture in here for me. That's really going to help. You know what? That's really going to help getting in the YouTube video too. Super Mario 64 has aged horribly and is extremely awful to play casually today. And conversely, OT has aged extremely well and is still very fun to play in 2024. I feel like this is a truth bomb. It is. I love Mario 64. I think Mario 64 is still the second best 3D Mario game, but it is kind of a truth bomb. Like, it is so hard to control that camera. It's so annoying. There's so much jank in it. It's a weird game. And I'm playing OT right now, and I kind of love it. I think Mario 64 is amazing. I think the level design in it's so good. Like, I still think it's so good. Like, I think the stars have impact. I love, like, the way the levels change from time to time, but if they remade Mario 64 in Odyssey's engine, oh my god, I would be in love. I would be in love. Do you feel it's completely the opposite? I don't know. I'm playing Ship of Harkonnen right now, and it seems really good. Oh. Ooh. Witcher 3 is one of the most cookie cutter RPGs of all time. And if you played almost any other Western RPG, the game feels incredibly boring and uninspired. Ooh, this is a very, very electric take here right now. I don't know if I've played enough Witcher 3. I don't know if I played enough Witcher 3 to say this is a truth bomb. However, I did play a good amount. Good 15, 20 hours of it. And I will say this is a truth bomb for me. Listen, I'm just going to drop this truth bomb on y'all. The best part of Witcher 3 is Gwent, and I don't care who. Yeah, Gwent, and that the fact that you get to see Dong. Like, that's it. That's it. Right? Those are the best things. Right? You just have hottie goth fantasies. That's all. Okay? You just like hot goth guys. I'm sorry. Fact. It's truth bomb. It's truth. Listen to this spicy X take. Kojima is overrated as a game designer and would rather be making movies. I think the only thing that keeps this from actually being the truth, I think the only thing that keeps this from being the truth is that there's no way that Kojima could ever fit a story into a 3.5 hour plot line of movies. There is 0% chance he could actually do that. There's no way. I think if he could make movies, like if they would let him release a movie that you had to come like see like one part every day of the week, yeah, he would totally do that. No doubt. But he's just not allowed to. I think a TV series. They only are 10 episode seasons now. 10 hours, chat? You think he can fit 10 hours? The movie scene in Metal Gear Solid 2, like the final cutscene was like 48 minutes. That's a cutscene in a video game before a boss fight. I just don't think there's any chance he could fit an entire story into 10 hours, let alone 3.5. This would be the truth if the medium allowed him to do it. Luigi is the better Mario brother. There, I said it. All right, let me explore this for a little bit. Luigi's taller. He's objectively in better shape, right? Probably got some abs under there. He's supportive. You know? He's got the bulge. Owns multiple mansions. Yeah, he has multiple mansions. He's a pussy, or does he just not participate in toxic masculinity? He's got no bitches? What do you mean he's got no bitches? John Leguizamo's the only one I thought that got laid in that movie. Yeah, I think there's a difference between being cautious in situations you're unaware of and just diving headfirst for no reason. Yeah, doesn't Daisy like him? He definitely has the better spin-off games. Yeah, ghosts are scary. I'm not really. You know what? If you've been haunted, you'd be a pussy too. And is he really like when you watch him drive Mario Karts? He doesn't seem like a pussy in that. He seems like a stone cold killer in Mario Kart. I gotta say, Luigi is the better Mario brother. He is the better Mario brother. That's truth. That's truth bomb. Indie games need to stop doing low poly pixel art. It's so unoriginal now and feels lazy. Yeah. I think that's the truth as well. No, I mean, I think they need to get... I think there's like 3 types of indie game right now. It's like Hollow Knight. Like stylized pixel with no soul. Actually 2. That's the 2. There's 2 of them. I need more of that. Yeah, I need less of that. I kind of agree with that. Tell that to Vampire Survivors. All right, moving on. Roblox isn't a bad game. It's an interesting entry point for people to create their own experiences, but is mismanaged and as a result has a bad economy. It still has I have no take on that. I have absolutely no take on that. I've never played Roblox, but I own stock in it, so you know, go play it. I don't know. I've never played it, so yeah. It looks like, to me, it looks like cheap Minecraft. Yeah. Yeah, it just looks like cheap Minecraft. Go watch videos about them exploiting kids' works for profit. Well, I mean, every time my kid comes on and looks cute, and then you guys sub, that's exploiting him for too. So. Chat, if my kid doesn't draw me a picture for my birthday tomorrow, I'm disowning him. I hope he knows that. Yeah. Here we go. Here we go. Soulsborne games are overrated. They're good games that allow fans of them to feel elite due to their difficulty level. Soulsborne games. I think this one pretty dang hot. I think this one's pretty dang hot. And I want to preface before I get into this. Elden Ring is to me honestly the best, or it's somewhere in the top 3 video games of all time in my opinion. Like subjectively, and like if I had to objectively list them, I think it's one of the top 3 games of all time. I think Dark Souls 1's incredible, Bloodborne's incredible. I love all of them. But I do think this is a bit of a factual take right here. I think there is some truth in this. I think there's a good amount of truth in this. Dark Souls 1 has like this incredible, beautiful map. You know what I mean? But you really don't hear a lot of people talk about it all the time, you know? I think there is a lot of elitism that fans of the series cling on to, and sometimes fans of hard game cling on to. And I've probably been guilty of myself, you know, with like stuff with like Kaizo. I totally think that, and again, but I also think this is what makes them so strong. They have, you know, what, the combat system's 15 years old now, 20 years old. Like it's everything about it kind of does feel like old and dated, but for some reason it just fucking works for me, and I think they're amazing. But I think there is a little bit of fact into this. I will admit. I think there is a lot of people that I don't give a fuck about the story. I don't give a fuck about any game story. Yeah. So, oh, I think this one is pretty factual. People hate Sonic games because they don't try. Growing up, all games had things to learn that after made the game feel hella rewarding to clear. Though not the best show, Sonic games still do this. If people took time to learn the game, they might favor them. There is another Sonic take, hold on, that I want to find. Wait. I want to find another Sonic game. Someone had one. Oh my God, come on. Here it is. Sonic the Hedgehog has always been an awful series of gaming, including the 2D ones. Going extremely fast in a 2D plane is not very conducive to a fun game, and moving to 3D made it feel worse. There's another one, though. Where do I want to... I want to find it. I want to find it. Oh, fuck. Someone had the take, though, that the whole idea, what makes Sonic Sonic is also what keeps it from being a good game. Yes, what keeps Sonic Sonic is, or what makes Sonic Sonic is also what keeps it from being a good series. And I thought that was the absolute most factual take I have seen. What keeps it from being good? Yeah. This is going to be a tough one for WeSkilled now to edit. I don't care. It's his problem. I mean, we're not going to put in 5 hours of this, right? This isn't going to be a 5-hour video. You know? Not going to be a 5-hour video here. He's going to have to make this a 10 or 15-minute video. He'll figure it out. It might be 3 or 4 videos. But, you know, I'm having fun. Are you guys having fun? All right. If we're having fun, then that's all that matters. Yeah. How do I get people, you know what? How do I get the people that only watch Mario? How do I get them to say, hey, this is going to be really fun. You'll enjoy this. Click on the fucking stream, you ass fucks. Click on the stream and sub, you bastards. You know? I gotta be nice. Put that in the title. Change the title. You'll have fun. You don't want those people? They watch for Mario, not for me. GM Pilot, listen, right now, I need to get back. I need subs so I can pay editors, so I can continue to make all the things we make. I need the subs, baby. We need to go back. No. I'm not crying. You're crying. You're crying. Only because you yelled at me? Yes, I'm fucking no, I can't do a subathon this year. I don't want to do a subathon this year. It's just how it is. Listen, maybe it's just how it is, you know? But it is like one of those things where it's just like, how do I get them to give it a chance, baby? Oh, on YouTube, this is going to do better than anything on YouTube, this will do way better than Mario. Let's see. All right, here's one. $70 for a full game is an absolute steal, and if games kept up with inflation, they should be close to $150. This is an extremely spicy take, and listen, here's the thing on the internet. All right, and I've learned this. You cannot tell people that anything should be more expensive on the internet, because that involves a lot of nuance, right? It involves a lot of nuance where you explain how Mega Man used to cost $80 in 1985 and the budget for games has gotten so much more expensive, yada 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 yada, right? There is a lot of things that we could talk about that go into that, okay? So no, this is I am despite what this says right here on screen that it's truth, this is the truth. I am saying this is a fictional statement. This is a lie. This is absolutely a lie. You know what though? You know what though? You can take, just remember, you can take that extra $80 and come gift subs over on twitch.tv/GrandPooBear. Mm-hmm. Forced tutorials and cutscenes are the reason many people never replay some titles. Totally, but also like games don't need to be replayed. Here's my Nintendo twofer. Nintendo should stop making consoles that aren't handheld. I feel like they already have. I don't think that's even a take. Yeah, I feel like that's. Yeah,
I'm so excited.
Yo, Fizzlefat, thank you for 16 subs. I greatly fucking appreciate that. Thank you for that extra $80, baby. I greatly appreciate that. You have no idea.
Well, you said I can spend it on Pooh Bear.
Thank you. Yo, all of you can do it. Hot take number 2. Nintendo should stop making games and license their IP to better studios to make a better game that work on the handheld Nintendo console.
I'm so excited.
Yo, thank you, Interrobang. This is one of the biggest lies ever told on the internet. This is one of the absolute biggest lies I've seen on the internet. In fact, I think the opposite. Nintendo should be getting your titles. If anything, Nintendo should stop making consoles and start making their games on other consoles and the PC. This is a ridiculous one. This is one of the biggest lies I've ever seen told on the internet. How'd that work out for Sega? It worked out great for Sega. What do you mean? Sega was going out of business with the Dreamcast. Pokemon not made by Game Freak though? Okay, well, I mean that one you might sell me on. The last sentence is an example of Soulsborne elitism. I mean, I feel like Tears of the Kingdom had a good amount of souls in it if you play it that way, you know? Yeah, I mean, Nintendo doesn't make Pokemon. Like, that's not an in-house studio. Game Freak's a different one. Dreamcast was the best console of its generation? Maybe, but it lost money. It still was a money pit, you know? Yeah. Oh, did you go to the P.O. box? It was way ahead of its time. Thank you. Sweet. 3 things? Cool. 4 things. 5 things. Cute. Cute, cute, cute. Cool, I got mail.
I did go there because I had to mail.
Thanks. Ooh. Hey, what? Tomorrow? Okay. 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 Did you tell her it was my birthday?
I did.
Okay. Okay. I don't want to gamble.
No.
I don't know. You know me. I don't really like. I don't want to do
I
anything.
don't have to do anything, but she has the day off.
Okay.
And I was like,
Okay. Cool. I'd love to see Vincenza.
right?
Yes.
And
Sorry.
she's gonna bring Callie.
Okay. Cool.
And a dog named Taco.
Okay. Anything else, love? Thank you. I wasn't. No, I'm not. We're doing hot takes right now. Mhm. All right, here we go. Hold on. Final Fantasy VII is okay. I think here's the key word in this. Way better than all the other Final Fantasies, and the Final Fantasy VII Remake Rebirth is more fun than the original. Yes, I played the OG first. I have not played the remake, but like 3 hours. Okay. Final Fantasy VI is the best Final Fantasy there is. I'm sorry. Final Fantasy VI is the best one. It's all downhill from there. That's a lie. That's a lie. I mean, it could be a lie. It could be a not lie. I don't know. I don't know to you all. I feel like Final Fantasies are definitely very like, I feel like honestly, Final Fantasies are relatively different from each other enough where I feel like this is probably personal preference for most people. You know what I mean? I feel like this is probably personal preference take for most people, but because this is my video and my show and my channel, this is a goddamn lie. It's Final Fantasy VI. Okay? Ooh! The entire Legend of Zelda franchise is lacking any actual identity or meaningful story. Majora's being one of the only exceptions. The music goes hard, though. Listen, bro, did you not read the manual for Legend of Zelda 1? The Triforce has been broken up into many pieces, and you have to retrieve them to save Princess Zelda, okay? No, I mean, this is absolutely 100% a factual fucking take. This is absolutely a factual take. All of the story in Zelda really boils down to kind of the same thing, you know, good guy beats bad guy. Even just, you know, not even till just recently have they really given Zelda that identity that garners her legend, you know, the legend status. You know what I mean? 100%. I think this is a factual statement. And despite, listen, I'm a Zelda fanboy. Okay, I've got Zelda tattoos. All right, we're obviously I am a nerd when it comes to Zelda, okay? And I'm probably going to be an apologist for a lot of it. But Zelda's story is definitely not groundbreaking. And I would even venture to say that Resident Evil 1's story is better than any Zelda story that we've ever seen, including Majora's Mask. Yeah. Including Majora's Mask, yes. Twilight Princess had a solid story. Sure. Doesn't lack identity. It doesn't lack identity, right? I will agree with that. Zelda does not lack identity. But I also, like, I don't know if I would want a super giant Kojima-like story in my Zelda. You know what I mean? I think Tears of the Kingdom and Breath of the Wild, the way they give you those snippets of story and let you kind of plug in things on your own is more compelling for me. Yes. Wind Waker's overrated as hell and isn't fun? Argument has to be accessible. Some games are allowed to be hard and shouldn't have to compromise that. Accessibility and hard are two different things. Skyward Sword is a good game. You know what? You do you, girl. You do you, Ashley. You do you. You live on that. You know what? You live on that rock. You live on that rock all by yourself. Yeah. I think this one should be more like not every game needs to be made for everybody, which that I think the more you make a game for everybody, the less people are going to want to play your game. Yeah. About 80% of what we call Souls-like are not Souls-likes at all. Yeah, that's fine. Ooh, separate 4 buttons like Joy-Cons have is better than a classic D-pad. It's a lot more consistent and accidental diagonal presses don't occur. Not saying the Joy-Cons are a great controller. You know, I don't agree with this one, but I think this is probably one of those ones. I think this is a lie. I think a good D-pad is still best. But I think what is factual about this is that what is a truth bomb is that there's no good D-pads out there besides Sony's right now, which is a 4-button. You know what I mean? The 4-button separator. Yeah, so maybe it is a fact. Maybe this is absolutely a fact. Fuck. Yeah, that's a truth bomb. Something has a favorite game. This isn't even anything. E.T. on Atari is bad if you don't know how to play it. This is for old people only right here. And this is a bit of a half-truth. The thing with E.T. is it's like it's an average Atari game. However, it's extremely easy to soft lock and you have to restart the game and they never tell you why or how. And you never know how to get out of this little pit so early in the game. And that pretty much ruins the experience for most everybody. Yes. Indie game is by far the best genre. Indie game is not a genre of games. Skill-based matchmaking isn't bad in unranked play. It's just tuned too tightly in some games. I'll give y'all a really, really, really incredible take on this. I'm going to expand upon this take right now. Skill-based matchmaking, the only problem with skill-based matchmaking is it makes it hard for streamers to get their clips. That is the only problem with it. The only people that are suffering from skill-based matchmaking are streamers trying to get clips. No person trying to play a game that they're enjoying or trying to play a game that they're getting better at is hurting from playing against people that are both slightly better or slightly worse than them. That is where people want to be, both to get better at a game and to enjoy the game the most. This skill-based matchmaking and the whole argument around it is completely consumed by streamers. And I understand. I don't like when my job gets harder. I hate when my job gets harder. It's constantly getting harder. You don't think I wish I could just play fucking Mario for 50 hours a week and get 100K views on every video like I could in 2018? I fucking hate when it gets harder. You know how much work this video is that I'm putting in right now? Fuck, shit gets harder, it's ass, right? But that's the entire conversation around skill-based matchmaking is just game is too hard. I want to beat up on noobs because it's only fun for me when I can do that, right? If you're really fucking good at the video game, I'm sorry, but it's not any fun for anyone else to play against you. You know what I mean? It's the same way that I love playing basketball. However, I would not love playing basketball against Victor Wembanyama. I don't think that would be a lot of fun for me, okay? I don't think that would be very good. Yes. They should just openly have no skill-based matchmaking playlists and then skill-based matchmaking playlists. And I almost guarantee you that there would be 10, maybe 20 times the players in the skill-based matchmaking playlist if they did that. Yes. Is this a hard video I'm doing right now? They're all hard. All my videos are hard. What are you talking about? Breath of the Wild's lack of formal dungeons isn't actually as bad as most people make it out to be. This is the truth right here. The problem with Breath of the Wild's dungeons, or the beasts, you know, when people say they're not dungeons, I'm like, well, that's wrong. They are absolutely dungeons. They're just above ground, you weirdos. And secondly, the problem with them is that they're just all the same gimmick. They needed 4 different gimmicks, and then I think they would have been acceptable for everybody. I think people would have liked them a lot more. But it's just like, all right, you got in the one, and I think this is probably everybody's experience. The first one you got in, which was probably the elephant, you're moving the elephant around, and you're like, whoa, this is so fucking cool. This is so awesome. I really, really like this. But then you did it the second time. And you're like, all right. And then the third time, you're like, okay. You know? By the fourth one. Also, the same boss at the end of them was not good. Ooh, I think this one's a pretty spicy take here. 2016 Pokemon Go release was the greatest gaming event of all time. Chat, I want to see what you feel about this. Because I tend to, I even point to Pokemon Go. I think this is a truth bomb. I think I point to Pokemon Go as not just that. I feel like it's the last time, like, specifically my country was just like chill. Like, it's been 8 years since we've been relaxed. And we were all just, you know, catching a Charizard. And not only that, we were out in the world, like walking around. I mean, I did more outside walking around that summer than I've ever done in my life. You'd be like minding your own business at a dinner table, and someone would be like, "Oh shit, a Blastoise!" and everyone would pop out their phone, catch it, celebrate. Yeah. The summer of 2016. It's the summer of 2016, Craig. That's why I said the summer of 2016, Craig. Do you not pay attention, Craig? Don't move the goalpost, Craig. Your boss would come in and make sure you didn't have any clients. And you would go walk to hatch eggs and catch mons. This was also the last great moment in the history of the world where we all came together. It's been all downhill since. Pokemon Go was the last great thing. I know. Shout out. I mean, I know you're still playing Pokemon Go out there, but I can't log into my account, so fuck that game. Every 2D Zelda game is better than every... No, I'm not even entertaining that lie. Yeah. The Legend of Zelda franchise won't survive with a no temple or dungeon format. Well, good thing that they haven't done that. Good thing they've never done... Truth, I guess, but... I don't think we're in any issue there. Yeah. They hates crossbow training. Huge open world games like Elden Ring or Red Dead are trash, actually, because they're designed with the intention of never actually being completed 100%. If studios didn't pour so many resources into games like that, we'd have a lot more quality titles that are smaller, completable. Okay, I think you would have been... Here's the problem, is that you picked what I would say are probably the 2 best examples of games that are absolutely packed to the... Open world games that are packed to the brim of content and totally do their giant open worlds justice. You know, like, that is the... problem with this take, and that's why this take is a lie, is that Elden Ring and Red Dead, I mean, you can't ride your horse 2 feet without coming up on something cool in Elden Ring, right? Something crazy. You're really close to the point. If you would have said Assassin's Creed, we would have all been with you on this one. But unfortunately, you picked Elden Ring and Red Dead, the literal probably 2 shining examples of open world games. And you made this a lie. You made this an absolute lie. Yeah. Shout out to Watch Dogs for having nothing to do. The only problem I had with Red Dead is I just got a little bored of riding the horse. Ghost of Tsushima is way too overrated. And chat, this is going to hurt a lot of people when I say this, but this is absolutely the fucking truth. This is a truth bomb that you all need to realize. Ghost of Tsushima is like a average open world game at best. At best. It's just got a cool smoke system to guide you where you need to go. It's pretty in black and white. Sometimes the art makes the games. I think it's a very pretty game. I think it's a very, very pretty game. But as an open world game and a combat game, not it. Not it. There's probably the worst game of the year winner, like consensus game of the year winner since I've been streaming. So the last like 10 years, I think. But photo mode's cool and the black and white mode's really pretty. And I've heard multiplayer might be fun. I don't know. I refuse to go back into it. Yes. Super Mario Maker 3 is never happening. Probably not. Classic God of War was vastly superior to the modern reboot. I would say that this is a half-truth right here. This is a bit of a half-truth. Because of the classic God of War games, really I only love one and maybe the PSP one. But I will say, I think the setting is a little bit better. Although I love Boy. I love Boy. Boy, get over here. This one's tough. Maybe a quarter truth in this. There's a quarter truth in this, I'm going to say. I'll say this. The best God of War fight is like the very, very, very first one with the tentacle guy ripping up the pirate ship. Yes. I call my boy. Quarter truth. Yeah, putting vastly in there is what makes it not true. There's so many good games other than the mainstream games. If you look hard enough, girl, it's not us that don't know that. We know that. Trust me, I know that. We know that, okay? We would love to be doing that. Yes. The 2 most overrated franchises in gaming are Final Fantasy and Metal Gear. One of those franchises is my absolute favorite franchise. Oh, not favorite franchise, but one of my favorite franchises is Metal Gear. I do really, really, really love Metal Gear. To the point where I kind of want to get like Snake in a cardboard box tattooed on me. Is it overrated? Is Final Fantasy overrated? I don't know. Oh yeah, name every Metal Gear? Like the actual machines or the games? I don't know if either one of them are overrated. I don't know if either of these series are overrated. I feel like the problem with this as a take, and why I think this is a lie, is that there's just not much. They're definitely 2 of the more loved series of all time. So it's like you can't be underrated at that point, right? Yeah, I mean, Final Fantasy's got so many games that, like, sure, some of them will be better than others. Some of them are going to be worse. I don't. Yeah. Games should not take 50 plus hours to complete. It's too long. Super Metroid should be beaten in the day. A Link to the Past beaten in the day. All the Mega Man games on the NES a day. I don't want to play the same game for 6 months. I got shit to do. This is a half truth because we've already talked about this. I do think not every game needs to be this, but this is also a bit of a boomer take. Yeah, this is a bit of a. There's room for absolute both. I think what we don't want is games that are padding their gameplay just to get to a certain, like the $1 an hour take, right? You know, because that's what a lot of people have. I want $1 per hour of gameplay. You know what I mean? Yeah, I think that's too much of a blatant statement. Yeah. Fans will always make better games, services, and tools than the companies they are fans of. You know what? This is the truth. This is absolutely the truth. I actually totally agree with this. Whereas chat is saying false. Chat's saying false on this. I think this is true. In chat, you think this is false by a mile. I mean, I look at the things, the mods that they've made over the years. Sure, after the company has created the game. Team Cherry better than the Hollow Knight community. A mod can be great, better than the original, but wouldn't exist without the original. Modding does not equal making a game. I see. I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying. Maybe they're talking about more like League of Legends was a mod. Adding some spice is not making a meal. 90% of fan game stuff is trash. Oh, all kinds of games mod. Yeah. Remove the always and you have yourself a truth. Yeah. So this. All right. I'll agree with you. I thought this was a truth bomb. This is a half truth. This is a half truth right here. Yeah. Half truth. Oh, look at this take. The golden age of video games has long passed us by, and we are in decline in traditional gaming. Traditional gaming is being replaced by subscription-based microtransaction and games as a service, incomplete, unownable state of gaming. Okay, this is a lie that he's telling himself, and people have been telling themselves throughout. This is the same as music's dying because of rock and roll, and movies are dead because of superhero movies. And blah 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 forever. Not even a half truth. No, there's not even a half truth. We're in the golden age. We'll always be in the golden age of gaming. There's more. You have more options for games now than you ever have before. None of the games you played on Super Nintendo were complete. They had multiple versions. They all had bugs and shit. You had your version. You just didn't find them. All right. You just weren't exposed to them. You didn't have the internet telling you how to hit them every time. You know what I mean? I don't agree with this at all. We have so many indie games doing so much. You have independent games are making just as much big giant games as any AAA studio out there. So if your problem is EA is doing this, then sure. But I don't agree. No, I don't agree with traditional gaming being replaced by subscription based. Tears of the Kingdom's not that. No. Yeah. Tears of the Kingdom's not that. Baldur's Gate 3's not that. You know what I mean? Yeah, EA and Ubisoft games are that. But like there's tons of games that aren't that. I don't agree with that at all. Yeah, I think that is That is 100%. 100%. I mean, even just looking at like here, you know what I mean? Like, boom, this is a full game that I could buy. Full game that I could buy. You know, there's full games, right? You know what I mean? And this is on Steam, you know? Top sellers. You're complaining about the way Helldivers is doing things if you want? I don't know, man. There's just more games than ever. You have so much options and so much genre. Like, I feel like you can pick any genre of a game and you can get something pretty quick. I think a lot of this is the way we consume so much gaming now is through Twitch and YouTube. And we think, oh, I don't want to sit and let my life be consumed by this game like I was in Fortnite in 2017. Most games aren't Helldivers, though. But that's what I'm saying. I don't think this is a problem that's permeating through the games. I think those games are I think those games are dead. Like, those games don't do well. And the games that do well like that probably do well. Yeah. Like, is Minecraft guilty of any of that? Been out for 14 years. Yeah. Game ownership is literally not real anymore either. Even Steam ownership gives you license to play. Dude, you're going to freak out when you know what owning a cart gives you. You're going to freak out about that too. It's also just a license to play. Yeah, I mean, it's still the same thing, right? Yeah. That hasn't changed is what I'm saying. Yeah. You bought the license, right? Yeah. Steam still lets you download the game even when it's removed from the store? Yeah, I mean, I've never had a problem with Steam. I mean, yeah, if Steam shut down, sure, in your hypothetical world, but I don't think, like, yeah. Like, owning a physical copy isn't real anymore? Okay, there's never been a time where, like, if you're just talking about PC games, like, that's how PC games have been for 30 years. I don't know what, that's not a big thing, but, like, I can go buy any game on my Switch I want. I just don't. Yeah. Physical copies doesn't revoke the license. What license are you getting revoked from your game? Yeah. Yeah, what game is revoking your license? Because revoking your license and a server shutting down are way too different. And, like, so which game is revoked it? Yeah, I guess that's what I don't yeah. Yeah. License that require online verification to play? Like what? What example? That's been just taken, that you bought it and then it just got taken from you. Do you have an example of it? That's all I'm saying. Yeah. It did piss me off when you bought a physical copy of a game that immediately needed a 40 gigabyte download. See, and that's the thing that, I think this is the thing that people don't understand too, is that games got patched in the Super Nintendo era as well. Games also got patched then. If your Steam account got hacked or banned, you lose every game you bought, but for physicals, you have them forever. What if your house got robbed? Bottom fiasco. So yes, if you were the victim of crime in either situation, you would also be screwed. But I think you might have a better chance of getting your Steam account back, actually. Yeah. Yeah. There are different versions of OOT for 64? It did. Really? No one ever took your SNES games and updated it? No, you just had an old shitty version of the cart. What they did was they released a new cart, and that's the one that got sold. So depending on when you bought the cartridge, you have a different version of it. Yeah. Or you sent your cartridge in. You had to physically send your cartridge in. Yeah. Hacking's a lot more common than actual robbery. Come on. Hey, listen, I live in America where everyone needs a gun for these actual robberies that happen all the time. You know what I mean? But I'm just saying, like, Dicer, like, that's, I don't, These incredibly fascinating hypotheticals, like, I don't think are as real as we're making them. Yeah. I don't think that's as real as hypothetical as you're making it. Thank you, GM Pilot, for 16 months. Yeah. If you have two-factor on, it's like having a lock on your door. We're good. That's what I'm saying. I just don't think those hypotheticals are as real. But you know what does happen? Houses burn down. You would say Mario Maker shutting down the servers is a soft version of the idea as well? Okay, so let's play a different game. Mario Maker doesn't have servers. They never had servers to put up. I'm actually in agreement with you guys. I'm just saying, like, that's what Mario Maker was. You always knew the servers are going to come down. You always knew. Like, you know that is going to happen one day, right? Yeah. That would also be the same. Yeah, I just think that would happen no matter. Like, that would always happen. You're hoping the train will last forever? It's easier to get a bump key to open a real door than to hack a strongly secured account. Yeah. I even said earlier, I do think that if you have a game like Mario Maker as an example, that you should have to have a out plan where you give the game to the people, right? I do think that should be something that has to happen, right? You should, the server, if people want to transfer everything over and they want to take ownership of it, right? And then you can, like, I think there should be literally legislation for it. But I don't think that, yeah. What game, AR Jaime? What game? What game? Yeah. Do you want servers to stay up forever? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But what game distribution network? Like, you're worried about Steam going down, though? Alas, poor York. Which, I mean, sure, in your hypothetical situation where Steam goes down, but I don't think we're in that hypothetical. You know what I mean? Not being able to get 3DS apps is a problem, but yet the 3DS is dead. I mean, you can't get Xbox 360 ones either, you know? I agree, Chalk8. Yeah, but I just don't know what I just don't think this is, I don't think this is as big a deal as I think this is something that we've been going through forever. Yeah. Yeah, you can launch Steam games when you're offline. Yeah, tons of them. I can stream them to a different computer and launch them to a different thing. Yeah. The golden age of video games died with the Xbox 360. Y'all are just old. Y'all are just nostalgia old. We are in the golden age. You can play any genre of any game you want at any point. I'm old too, but like I just don't get it. I don't get how you can even feel like that. I think for, you know what I think? I think a lot of people just don't like video games like they once did. And they're not picking up new hobbies. Yeah. I do think it sucks when games, and I'm actually doing a video on game preservation and things like that, but I don't think that traditional gaming is being replaced with blah 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 blah. Yeah. Especially like in the same, to say that in the same year a game like Baldur's Gate 3 came out is just like, it's hard for me. RTS as a genre has gone down, as have turn-based RPGs. Baldur's Gate 3. What? I named one, homie. I named one. Do you want me to go find? You want me to find another turn-based RPG down here that you could probably play? I mean, trends happen, but there's no shortage of RTS. There's no shortage of indie RTS games. That I 100% know. Okay? And there's no shortage of indie turn-based RPGs. Okay? There are plenty. Yeah. Yeah. Persona, The Path of Exile. There is no shortage of turn-based RPGs that have come out. The Indie Showcase today had like 4 of them. Yeah, I don't know. Hot take, Baldur's Gate 3 has way too many choices and things to do. It's hard. This is fine. Locked 30 frames per second is completely fine. Lie. This is a lie. This is an absolute lie. 100% lie. This is the hot take. If anything, you would make the case that the access to an amount of games available is making it hard for people to enjoy games. Ooh, Chalk 8. I think that's a better take, actually. We're numbed by choice, paralyzed by choice at this point with games. So much choice. And we've all played. You know what I will say is that once you play something that's like a genre defining or push it forward, it's very hard to play anything else in that genre. Like everything else sucks after that. Does that make sense? And it takes a long time it takes 5 years to catch back up to that. Yeah. Breath of the Wild's overrated hot garbage. That's ridiculous. Undertale is boring. That's a lie. Listen, there's a lot of problems with Undertale, and they all resolve around the fan base. I'm not doing another Breath of the Wild one. My friend Dan Giesling said The Last of Us is the single most overrated game in the history of gaming. Dan has never felt love in his life, apparently. You know what? I think Last of Us is amazing, and I love the game, and I love the story, and I love Ellie as if she's my own child. But the gameplay loop of Last of Us, and I don't think I felt it in Last of Us 1 because it's such a quick game. But in Last of Us 2, that gameplay loop just dragged and dragged and dragged. So I'm going to give him 2/10 of a truth on this. Because I do think the gameplay loop of Last of Us is pretty bad. I don't think Last of Us is a great game. I think it's an incredible story. Both of them. Yeah. It's the way it builds that connection is very good. But man, the gameplay loop in them is rough. I don't think Last of Us 1 is just better at like mixing it up a little bit from time to time with that gameplay loop. Because Last of Us 2, man, I remember those last like 4 fights. I was like, I am fucking done with this. I think screen peeking games need a resurgence, Nightfall. It's not that nobody wants to play games on the couch anymore. It's that when do you have 4 people in your house playing video games? When you get 4 people in your house now, you're having fun, you're talking about your life, you're catching up, blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean? Yeah. There's no way to cheat at a single-player game if it's a different competition leaderboard, save state, slowdown, God mode, whatever. Yeah, I mean, I think that one's fair. Sure. But the minute you brag about it, I mean, you know what I mean? Yeah, I think that's fair. The new Pokemon games since Gen 6 are still really fun. You don't care about people screaming in my ears that they're bad. Might be a little bias here. Might be just slight bias here. But I don't think anyone said like the new games weren't fun. I think we all said they're ugly as fuck. Yes. Now here's a hot take. Most old games are in fact not better. It's just nostalgia. This is a truth bomb that a lot of us need to hear. A lot of the things we think about even of old games is simply nostalgia. Like games were complete or they were glitchless, etc., etc. It's just not real. It's not. There are just some games from all different eras and genres that are timeless. And there's going to be a game this year released that's going to be utterly timeless. There's going to be games next year released that are utterly timeless. All right? You can argue SMB3 is better than Wonder Easy. No. I couldn't argue that. I could argue that I like it more. But you can't argue that it's better. No, I don't think so. There's so many old games that are genuinely good. Yeah, there's timeless video games, though, chat. There's just timeless games. That's like saying, this is like saying, like, chess is a timeless game, chat. It's a timeless game. There's just some games that are fucking timeless. Yes. But a lot of games that you guys think are timeless fucking suck and don't hold up. Looking at you, GoldenEye. Chess is boring. What are we even talking about now? It's Kale. Thank you for 100 fucking months. I greatly appreciate you. No hot take. I'd just like to ask WeSkill to include me in the video. WeSkill, please blur this picture, everything about this right here. Leave him saying this, but blur this, okay? Yep, blur it out. Just blur the picture and the ats, but leave this part. Okay. The only reason Dark Souls 1 was considered hard is because half the people who tried it went to the catacombs first, died a bunch, and gave up. Following the intended path and using a shield is the only thing you need to do to win. No, we get it. You're good at games. You're good at games. Dark Souls is a hard game, and also there's a reason everyone goes to the catacombs first, because the game, like in every sense of the word, points you that way first, right? Like that's the direction the game points you in. There's a reason you start fighting those skeletons. Skeletons are generally weak creatures in games. That's the thing with Dark Souls. It just takes everything you know about video games and kind of says no to it, and that's what makes it so good. And also, who the fuck uses shields, you pussy? Yes. I'm hungry. Not really hot. AAA games are red flag for being terrible. Indie games are green flag for being something worth checking out. See, this isn't true because there's a million indie games released every week you're not going to fucking play. Like, get out of there. You just, whatever games you hear about are the ones you like. That's not, none of that's true. There's so many things. Yeah. Modern games are almost too complex. Okay, this can have a half truth in it, though. And one thing I would point to is how much is like a game like SimCity. City building sim games now are extremely complicated. Sometimes I just want to set my taxes, baby. This is a half truth. I think this one's absolutely a half truth. Yeah. Battle Royale genre severely damaged the quality of games. It became a sellout move for companies to develop Battle Royale rather than create something. Fortnite Save the World was the only time it was good. Battle Royale ruined it. This is a hot take. This one's extremely hot, scorchingly hot. This is also a take that I wouldn't just put as a lie. I think this take is absolutely a lie, okay? But this is also a take of, this is like when I blame Splatoon for Mario Maker not getting updates, right? This is just, you're misplacing your anger here, okay? Fortnite is different. Nobody played Save the World, okay? Let's just be real. Nobody played Save the World until after they were a little bit bored with Battle Royale, okay? And all the Battle Royale games that people didn't like died. In fact, most of them died really, really fast deaths. Okay? I don't know what you think you're not getting because of a Battle Royale game being released. But I just feel like we're getting everything right now. I feel like we got large single-player story games. We got quick multiplayer games. I mean, I just feel like we have it all. But I also think the reason Battle Royale games are so successful is because they're very easy to understand, A, and B, it feels really fun when you win against that many people. People like that. Yes. I don't think this is true. I think this is misplaced anger right here. Yes. I think this is absolutely just misplaced anger about the genre. Because when you really think about it, I mean, there's, 3 Battle Royales that are even active right now? PUBG, which is really just held up by the mobile version in China. Fortnite and Apex, right? What are the other? Oh, I guess Warzone. So there's 4 Battle Royales. You still get Call of Duty. You still get normal Call of Duty every day. You know what I mean? Like, that's it. It's Kale. That's old school. H1Z1 Battle Royale. I used to play a lot of Battle Royale, H1Z1 and PUBG. F-Zero 99 still a thing? You can't even get 99 people in there. Fall Guys isn't a Battle Royale, and it's also not really kicking. You know what I mean? Shut up, Mighty Mouse. A Splatoon BR might hit. Yeah. I think this is misplaced anger. I don't know what company he wants to develop something, but I think this one's misplaced anger. I'm actually surprised at how many people agreed with him. Zelda games are fun to play, but all the stories are basically the same at this point and boring. Yep. Blitz is better than Madden. And here we go. One of our final hot takes. One of our final hot takes here. Red Dead Redemption 2 is a wonderful masterpiece of story and art. It's a god-awful video game. What is a good video game? If Red Dead Redemption 2 is not a good video game, I don't know what a good video game could be. All right? I will say, the thing I will hold against Red Dead Redemption 2 is I got tired of moseying on a horse after a while. I did get tired of moseying on a horse. But like for the video game in the genre, I don't know what else it could do. Was it too long? Maybe. Maybe. Are horses not as fun to drive around as cars? Definitely. I don't know. You gotta love to mosey. For a person who says The Last of Us 2 was too long, dude, yeah, but Red Dead Redemption 2, I feel like I felt like I spent more time hunting that one bear than I did playing Last of Us 2, and I still think that game was too long. Yes. One thing you rate on this kind of game is forcing you to play boring minigames. Does it force you? Anyway, that was us exploring hot takes. If this video does well, we will do it again. If this video bombs, pretend like it never happened. Everyone say hi, YouTube. Everyone say hi, YouTube, right now. Hi, YouTube. Bye, YouTube. Everyone just spam it real quick.
Let's go.
Hi YouTube, bye YouTube.
The way chat was moving, I thought we had like 1,500 people in there. $1,500 people. Thank you guys so much. Thanks for the love. I really, really appreciate it. We're engaged. I know. Bye, YouTube. Hi, YouTube. Beautiful segment. Beautiful segment. I know. Who wants to miss that shit? Put Mario in my title and I get back to her. I was thinking about playing this hack called Easy Land. Can we talk about hot taxes next time? The creator of Advanced Shells made a game. React to what? There's also Poker Rogue, which is a roguelike Pokemon game. I don't know how the fuck this works. Torture Souls 2. Oh, I have mail time. Oh, I can do mail time. You guys want to do mail time real quick? You give less money to video game makers because of Twitch? Mail time. As always, we go smallest to biggest. As always, we go smallest to biggest. Let's see. I want to make sure I don't give anyone's thing away. We got something from Boston. Oh, Roni sent me. Hi, I beat you to Boston. Here's the gang. SRS is gonna be fucking lit. Annie Rhodey and Skywardery. Oh. They sent me a postcard, which is really funny. This is from Chas and Juliana. Oh, this looks like a wedding invitation, chat. Oh my god, are we going to their wedding? Dear GrandPooBear, enclosed you will find an invitation to my upcoming wedding. While I don't actually expect you and Lady Pooh to attend the wedding of a stranger, I was watching a recent YouTube video of yours where you mentioned that you enjoy getting letters in the mail. I was silently agreeing with you from my couch, but apparently Twitch chat was making fun of you for it. See? Fuck you guys. Hopefully this piece of mail will brighten your day. You often say it's along the stream. You often say something along the stream along the lines of couples who watch GrandPooBear together stay together. I have to say that is entirely true. My fiance plays her fair share of Zelda, Pikmin, and Mario, but she doesn't particularly like watching other people play video games. However, anytime I have one of your videos lined up, she always hangs around and watches for a while, becoming incredibly invested in whatever you're doing. One of the best gifts she's ever gotten me was one of your shirts. Oh, it was wonderful to know that she was paying attention enough to notice that I liked it. She ended up getting the shirt too small, so now she wears it around the house instead, which I bet is prettier, which is honestly even a better present. To this day, I make fun of her, saying she did it on purpose so that she could have a shirt of her favorite streamer. Thank you for all the entertainment over the years that got me through a lot of downtimes, and now that I'm much more positive section of my life, I appreciate you more than ever. Chaz, aka homie F it. Oh, wait, where is it? I mean, I will say, chat, I will say, if there's ever been one that, I wonder if they have free booze. This one's really close. This one's within an hour of me, actually. You don't need to pay for my flight. I could drive within an hour. Well, oh, look at this. It has the thing, dietary notes, song requests. We'll definitely dance if you play. We might have to go. I mean, we can go. We can just go and then bounce, right? We can go and bounce if there's not an open bar, right? Bring him a gift, you know? That one's the closest. I mean, I love getting those because I would totally go to one if I could, or like something was just happening. It's not crashing. I was invited. You don't know if that would reflect well on me? What, to take time out of my day and go to a wedding, even if I couldn't stay for long? To leave if there's not free booze? Do you stay at weddings where there's not free booze? I wouldn't be like, listen, HM self, I don't know if I would be like, I'm out of this bitch, no free booze, okay? I wouldn't say that, all right? I would politely be like, oh, we have somewhere to... What, do they have free booze just for me? I'll be there all night. Okay. Ooh, these both feel like books. Both feel like books. All right, next one. Gotta open that poo tab. What if there's no dance floor? Bring DGR as my +1. Oh, wonderful. A few weeks ago, we were asking how certain animals do it, and someone sent me a book about that. So, lovely. Lovely, Penny Hamster. Thank you. Thank you. Very... I don't think I'm going to open a page of that. That might be TOS. I got more books. I don't know what these are. Joey the Support Monster and Live and 4, Old Money Big Boys. I don't know what that is. I don't know what either of these are. I'm assuming somebody wrote these. Oh, these are Alexander Trotsky. I'm assuming you are a viewer and you wrote these books, and now I have your books, and I appreciate you sending these to me. Are these? Oh, these are fiction. For some reason, I didn't think this one was fiction. You know what's perfect? I just finished Gundog, and I'm in this mode where I only read books from people I know. Oh, hey, Captain Trotsky. All right, well, if they suck, I'm going to let you know. If they suck, you owe me a tier 3. Did you read the Gundog short story, Blood Vomits? It's good. It's really good. It was a really good short story. I wish they would have included it in prologue. You gave me books, and you bet I never read them? What book did you give me? You hope that wasn't fragile? No, it's definitely not. This is from Red Art Games. Hey Pooh, we hope you're doing well. Please find in this package the mess kit of our game. Oh, the press kit. It says press. The press kit of our game Promenade. It's a 2D platformer in an enchanting world full of challenges. Dude, what a fucking big brain move. What a big... Listen, chat, you can pay me $3,000 to play your game on stream for a couple hours, or you can just literally hostage your game into my P.O. box, and then I'm going to give you the mad dope props for the extra effort and love, right? And it's peer pressure. Look, we got some wonderful stickers here for this wonderful game Promenade in their enchanted 2D area. I'm totally handwritten letter. How do I not play this now? They sent me a handwritten letter. Oh, and a stuffy? Is there? Oh, I thought it was one of those ones that like flipped inside out for a second. That's how you advertise, right? The stuffy is compelling. The original soundtrack that I can play on my CD player in 2012, 2002. 38 tracks. Works on my PS1. Oh, that does work on my PS1. You know what? Own that forever. What is this? God, what genius. What genius move by them. What a genius move. Oh, we got little cute ass art pictures. Love that. Love that. Art cards. And then a physical copy of the game. Is it actually in here? Or sometimes they just send you codes. They send you physical boxes with codes. Put on your hoodie. Oh, you know, I like that. The great elevator has been broken and its cogs have been scattered all around the world. Yeah, people don't want physical media. Where are all the CD lovers? I think video games are inherently different than that, but yeah, I'm with you. You actually want to play this now? Well, I tell you what, if they sell, what, 10 copies of the game because they were so cool, it was probably worth it for them. And I will say, this totally worked on me. This totally worked on me. Because I love getting stuff in the mail, right? I love getting stuff in the mail. Who doesn't love it? I know. You can offer me a soulless, cold-hearted deal for tons of cash, but it goes through my management and blah, 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 right? I won't give you shit. But you send me one single gift with a handwritten note, and I will, like, slurp your company forever. Forever. I'm looking at you, F1 manager, that just randomly sends me stuff every year, and I love you forever for it. Slurp your company. I know. I'm going to get so much of that stuff now. Oh, no. Oh, no. Video game companies are going to send me their cool swag. Oh, no. Oh, no. I hate when that happens. Oh, that's good. Oh, no. It's so bad. Should we switch to Mario so we can farm viewers, or should we switch to Zelda and just be good with it, chat? Tomorrow's my birthday, right? I should just... but I don't want to do that thing where I'm like, oh, hey, it's a birthday stream. I don't have anything special planned for it. But I could hoard the subs tomorrow. Mario react to what? Fuck the viewers. I need the viewers, bro. I need the viewers. I haven't been at this low a sub count since 2017. Yeah, since like a year after I got my partner badge. I haven't been this low since Twitch Prime came out. Yeah. One new game called Promenade. Okay. The special birthday stream? No, I don't have any. I didn't do anything special. I don't like saying it's my birthday. Promenade. Wait, is it not on Steam? I wanted to look at a trailer for it.